Hello and welcome back. Gorilla Man's Garage. We're outside, one of the last days I'm going to be outside like this because it's getting pretty cold. Most of the leaves are falling and I got to get up there and clean the eaves out pretty soon again. I've done it twice already in the last month. But anyway, we're here today with the Fimi X8 SE 2022 and the controllers. We have the TX10, not the 10A, the TX10 and the regular controller, the accordion controller. Okay, why? Because we're testing the same theory, and I put it up here, that we did with the X8 Mini about the red 1 kilometer circle and waypoint missions. Okay, we did discover that you can make an offline waypoint mission with the X8 Mini and execute it perfectly, even though one of the waypoints is outside the 1 kilometer radius marker. Well, I thought, well, is there any difference between the X8 SE? Apparently there is. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little clip here. You just make a quick waypoint mission. How you do that is, watch along and I'll explain it. You'll open up your waypoint mission by clicking that Android thing on the bottom, the robot, okay, collecting waypoints, and you're not connected to anything. You're not connected to the drone. You're not connected to anything. You can connect to your Wi-Fi if you want to get some good maps and stuff like that, but with the TX10 and with the regular controller, you can make offline waypoints. So you get into the waypoint mission planner and you start just tapping the screen where you want to drop a waypoint. And the first one you drop is going to give you an option to select a few things, and generally it's just the height. And then after that, every subsequent waypoint that you drop or pinpoint is going to be the same height until you change the height. Once you've selected them, you can hit the arrow in the top right corner there, and you can go in and you can adjust the speed if you wanted to do it once or twice or 3 times, or if you want it to continue, or if you want freestyle versus route. And if you chose route, it's going to stay on the heading of the route that you picked. Okay, if it's freestyle, you can drop points of interest for it to select, and then you can select which point of interest is attracted to which waypoint, 1, 2, 3 or 3, 5, 7 or whatever, so on and so on. But before you save it, make sure that you choose continue, because if you don't choose continue and you have a disconnect, the failsafe is going to kick in and it's going to return to home. At the end, you can have either it hover or return to home. I strongly suggest you put return to home, because failsafe is one thing as long as it works, but this is like a redundancy. It's a duplicity thing that, just to be sure, it's going to return to home. Maybe you don't get reconnected as you're coming home. Okay, so anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, so what happens? Well, let's look at what happens if you use the TX10 controller with the new map box. This is what it looks like. I look very, very closely, okay? The maps are a little outdated, okay? And you have to look really, really close, okay? And if you look really, really close, you can see that red line, okay? Now then, you'll notice there's no orange triangle, because this warning comes up as soon as you're up in the air, and you can't activate a waypoint mission unless you're actually flying, okay? So you're up flying, you're ready to go, get in the waypoints, and you hit go. No, it's not going to go, because one of those points is outside that red ring. The negative part of that is Fimi doesn't tell you you're outside the ring or outside the range. No, not until you're up in the air and you're ready to go. Okay, then it's so faint in this one, so faint, because it uses Mapbox. What if you use Bing Maps? Well, let's flip over to Bing Maps. Here we go again. Now Bing Maps, a little more up to date, okay, but a very, very faint line. Can you see the very, very faint line? It's there. I'll try to enhance it and magnify it. It is there, okay? That's only after you've made it and you're up in the air and you recall the history. It's not there while you're making it. Okay, great. What's the next one? with the radio controller, you have to use your phone or another device, okay? But it uses Google Maps. And this is what it looks like. Now you can see that red ring, but you can only see the ring after you've made it and after you recall it when you're flying to do the Waypoint mission. So if you've made your Waypoint mission, it's very complex and everything else, but one of those waypoints is just outside that 1 kilometer margin, you're going to get this error, and it's going to say, oh, you can't do it, you got to change your waypoints. Okay? The way around that is if you're within a couple of meters or whatever it is, or if you have the ability, you move your home point. Okay, so if you're in your car, you drive to the other end of the parking lot, and if you're only a couple of meters short, there you go. Okay, but Fimi does not tell you you're outside that boundary until it's basically too late and you got to start all over again. Okay, so be very cautious and be warned. Okay, the X8 SE cannot go beyond the 1 kilometer boundary. Okay, so what I would have to do is basically I would have to drive 1 kilometer west, so then I would get a full 2 kilometer distance from my home point, 2 kilometers, okay? Because I would be the outside of the one, center would be here, I would be here, 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers. That's how you get around that. So that's about it. That's the big lecture for the day, okay? Be very cautious making waypoints from Fimi if you make them offline. Making them online, they're not going to let you do it, because as soon as you plunk it down, it's going to say you're out of bounds. Okay? Hope this was helpful. Hope it was instructive. Okay? And we'll see you in the next one. I did take a nice flight with this, and I'll probably post it in a little bit, okay? With this one. I was absolutely shocked and stunned at the results. Absolutely. Unbelievable for me. Okay? Anyway, till next time, take care and fly something. Okay? Bye now.